Hey, it's Mark Panic back here with your Literature of Hawaii class. Now, there are a couple of interesting things that happened here in Hawaii as a consequence of World War II. One of them was that the whole state became a kind of military outpost thanks to, in part to a certain United States senator. And they named this highway here after him, Daniel K. Inouye. And he's partly responsible for the fact that over a fifth of this state has been occupied by the United States military for the past several decades. Half of that land, 108,000 acres, is what we're standing on right now. It's the Pohakaloa training area here on the Big Island. Now, the book you're reading right now is The Tattoo by Chris McKinney. It's not really a book about that military occupation overtly, but you need to start asking some questions about these little subtle hints that are in Chris's book. Like, for example, where was Kenji born? Next question. Why was his dad able to be there when he was born? What does his dad give him as a treasured graduation present? What did his grandfather do back when his grandfather was in his 20s? And last, what is the favorite pastime of Koa and Kenji when they're teenagers? So one of the big plot points in Kenji's life later on that he's telling to Cal in prison is this wonderful job that he gets working for Mama-san. And he's working in this, what he finds to be this intricate industry of the skin trade in Honolulu. Well, guess why that exists? Well, it's been imported from places where the United States was having war, in Vietnam or in Korea. And that's why Mama-san and her genealogy going back to her mother being a comfort woman during World War II is an important marker for what this book is one of the big themes that this book is trying to get at, which is the military occupation of Hawaii. If Koa is resorting to using whatever he has left, which is only his fists, to one by one evict the U.S. military from these islands, well, you need to think about what he's up against. He's up against decades of military occupation that began around World War II, where you had places like Waikane Valley being used for bombing practice, Makua Valley used for bombing practice, Kaho'olawe, which we've already talked about, being used for bombing practice. And right here, 108,000 acres, the Pohakaloa training area, right on the Daniel K. Inouye Highway. Still today, this is used for bombing practice, and you got to be careful where you walk around here because you might stumble across some depleted uranium. That's it.